Hello, warriors. Welcome to the You Movement. I am B. And I'm in pretty high vibe energy today. Happiness is definitely a feeling that I haven't been used to for a while, because those that have been following me know that this awakening journey has been all kinds of cuckoo and dark and dismal and depressing and grief-stricken and overwhelming, shocking, scary, anxiety-inducing, PTSD causing. It's been crazy. And where I'm at now is coming through what I am calling like the integration phase or the recreation phase, because the me that was me completely disintegrated and was built back together. But today, I'm seeing some old me return, which is a bizarre feeling, because it's like a reuniting of old me and new me in together. Like even so today, I'm dressed in some of my old fave clothes. Got my Jane's Addiction t-shirt, my favorite band of all time, sporting my bomber jacket, and I'm even wearing my pleather Spanx, my motorcycle Spanx. I'm bringing sexy back, as Justin Timberlake likes to sing. Maybe that's today's song of the day. Sexy back. There you go. Today's song of the day. And the reason why I'm dressed like this is because I had an audition. And not just an audition, because I often have auditions that I don't tell anyone about, because they're just auditions. And technology is as it is, means I just do like a slate and present my lines in front of a camera and then send it off. And there it is. But today's audition was a special audition. It was actually a callback, which means I was in person. And this is coming full circle on a lifelong dream of mine. This is 40 years in the making, this moment today. Because those of you that don't know, my background, as in really far back, go back in time. As of grade 4, I was accepted into a specialty arts school. So my school was a little bit like Fame. Half of the day we would do artistic pursuits, and half of the day we would do our academics. So the artistic pursuits included, all forms of visual art. So those that don't already know, I am an artist. I do paint. I'm also learning to get more involved with pastels at the present moment in time. But acrylics has always been my thing, and people have seen in some of my old videos, you'll see some of my artwork behind me. And theater was my jam for a really long time. I adored being on the stage. Music, other than dancing to it, I wasn't the most talented in the music department. Singing isn't so much my thing. It is my son's, however. And dance, as much as I love it, and I would go to nightclubs and spend, from the time I was about 16 up until, I moved home to Canada, which I would have been, I don't know, mid-30s somewhere, or late 30s. I spent every single weekend in a dance club. Like, literally, I think every single weekend for, that would be 30 years. That's where I was. And I was on the dance floor. And I love dancing, but my body is not made to be like a tall, lanky ballerina kind of dancer, but I absolutely adore dancing. It's just so much fun. And it's kind of like meditative to me, which is why when I do my little light language videos, I just getting the jam on and feeling the vibes, I adore expression of all forms. But theater was my special love, my absolute special love. And it was very easy for me to be an actress because I was raised by a narcissist. And when you are raised by somebody who has a narcissistic personality disorder, what in fact they do is they script your role. They give you a role. They give you an outline of the role that you're supposed to be. And one is outlined when there's more than one in the family. You know, one is outlined as the scapegoat, the fuck up, the can do no right role. And the other is the golden child, can do no wrong role. So I was the scapegoat and my brother was the golden. And those are your boxes that you need to exist within. And you can't excel outside of those boxes. And so it's also important to note that when you're raised in these types of dysfunctional households, a lot of things that is presented to the outside world is all make-believe. It's all pretend. It's all for show. So even the fact that I was put into an artistic school wasn't about, oh, my daughter has skills that, you know, would make her good at this and I want to promote her and build her up into a career. No, it's that I will look good because my daughter is doing this. So it's like a vicarious reward that's self-fulfilling to the narcissistic person. It's not supportive of the child. It is a means to say, oh, you know, this is your role and I'm going to allow you to exist within this bubble, but only so much. So whereas, you know, I know there's been television shows and stuff that kind of show stage moms, what they're like, and I didn't have one of those. And I guess in a way, thank God, because that's not much better. That's the opposite end of the spectrum. The opposite end of the spectrum is the stage moms, the helicopter parents that are like, hiring an agent, putting you out every single weekend, making money out of you, you know, of the money that the kids make, they'd be like claiming management fees and taking everything in. So that's like really pushing you, and where I was being held back. No, you can only go so far. Where you're in the school, isn't that enough? Now shut up. And so I had to learn to shut up. And so I learned to shut up by smoking a lot, and by drinking, and by masking, always masking. And so acting came very easy, and I loved it. I felt a sense of passion and joy and giddiness and humor and like the funny and the folly and the community and just the energy that goes in line with theater. So through the school, I got to participate in a lot of theatrical performances on stage, but I never got to do anything in the commercial, in the you know, that would require an agent, anything film, television. I was blocked. I was blocked because that would have required extra time, energy, and money that she didn't want to give to me. So I was not allowed to get an agent. I was not allowed to go on open casting calls that even didn't require you to have an agent. One of which, you may remember the show, the Degrassi Junior High. That show leaves a bitter taste in my mouth because there was an open casting call for that. And a lot of the people who are on that show I knew, I went to school with. And I was like, but I wanted, and no was the answer to that. And I'll remember that weekend for the rest of my life because off we went in the car to family thing. And I just said, can I just have one weekend? Can I stay with friends? Can I do anything? Can I go to this? And no, absolutely not. So I abandoned my dreams of being an actress a long time ago, because abandonment is a trauma wound that when you've already been abandoned, you learn to abandon self. And on this awakening journey, it has been about learning to not abandon self, to learn to love the fuck out of self, to come back into who you were always meant to be. And when I had my wake-up call in 2019, and I at one stage walked into my husband's bedroom, ex now, and looked around, and it was like a disaster. And I asked him to do something simple, and it was conflict. And I was just like, I can't live like this. I cannot live like this. And I went into my room and I started bawling my eyes out, crying. And Spirit is in my ear going, save yourself. You have to save yourself. Now, you've seen the photographs of me back from 2019. I was obese. I was sick. And I was immobile. And so Spirit is telling me to save myself. And I'm sitting there going like, but what can I do? But what can I do? I've tried to sell out. And I tried to do what everybody else does and go get a job based on, the criteria that there's growth in the company, and I can move my way up the ladder, and I can die a slow and painful death at a corporate structure that I do not fit in, which was acting as well, because I'd go into work and I'd put my customer service face on. Hello, how can I help you today? And it was ridiculous. So I'd take the mask off as soon as I'd leave the building, and I'd be like, fucking hell, I fucking hate this job. Does it have benefits package? So it completely sold out all my dreams. And Spirit's here in my ear going, you need to save yourself. And I'm looking at it from a financial perspective, and I'm like, well, what the hell do you expect me to do? What do you want me to do? I guess we're editing today's video. This is 3 times I've tried to start this, and then a phone call comes in or something. So I'm just going to ignore anybody else that comes in, because I don't have a client for a couple of hours. But that was a client calling, and I was like, oh no, did I miss an appointment? No, I didn't. Sorry, I digress. I come back to my story. Spirit's in my ear saying you need to save yourself. And I'm like, how? Okay. I'm embroiled in this relationship that's a financial shit show. And every attempt that I had made to financially dig us out just got us deeper and deeper embedded, because what I didn't know was that there is a thing called financial abuse, and that some people utilize, if you're in debt, they can either do one of 2 things. So they can either put you so far in debt that you can't get yourself out. So you're like, how can I escape from this person? I'm enmeshed with them. Or they control all their money. So he wasn't controlling, but he would constantly spend. So here we're trying to save money, and then I'd be sick, and I'd be like, can you go grocery shopping? He'd go grocery shopping and come back with like nothing that was on sale, things that we couldn't afford. And I'd be like, we're never going to get out, or taking expensive highways with big tolls on them, like things like that. It was just, there was never any winning. And I'm like, how am I supposed to get out of this situation? I cannot get out of this situation. And Spirit said to me, you need to go back to your original talents and skills, which is what kind of got me in front of the camera in the first place. When I started the Unfuckening Movement 3.5 years ago. So I knew that 1, I would have to lose weight. I knew 2, I would have to heal myself. I knew 3, that I would have to do whatever it takes to get back to my original skill set, because I knew that if I was, given an opportunity to show what I can do, that people would see that I had talent. And I knew that on my You movement, although it wasn't acting per se, Spirit was also asking me to, utilize all of those skills that I had learned to get in front of a camera. Now, granted, a lot of those skills fell by the wayside as I'm going through this insane spiritual awakening, dark night of the soul, and extreme anxiety, PTSD, overwhelm, shaking, no masking. So learning to be myself in front of the camera was its own kind of like, crazy. But I'm getting to the point eventually here, is that I got myself an agent back in 2021. I had lost the majority of weight, but I still hadn't lost all of it. And through the agent, I was doing improv classes. Through the improv classes, I got a role in a film that I have mentioned. But as I said, I don't know where you could see that film. I don't know if it went as far even as a film festival. I know they were trying to move it in that direction, but I had a fallout with my group because there was an example of sexual harassment in our tribe, in our group, and I was like, no, this is not something I'm going to stand for. So I quit the agency because the agency was defending the person that had done this to one of the other actors. And I was like, well, then I can't work with this agent. And I became very disillusioned, and I was like, okay, well, maybe it's a good thing that I never got into acting because I wouldn't have been able to tolerate that nonsense. And last year, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to get a new agent and just why not? Why not? So I got new headshots done, and I got in touch with a new agent, and I've been doing auditions ever since. And my auditions that come in, it's like you do a little clip and you send it off, and then I never hear from them again. And that's fine because it's just a little bit of fun. It takes me like 15 minutes to an hour to prepare, whatever, to do a little audition. It's just a little opportunity for my inner child to come out and play and relive one of those unfulfilled dreams of my inner child. So today, I got to really step out of my comfort zone and walk even wider into something that is a massive shift and a massive breakthrough for me, which was to have a callback. And now listen, I know I don't look like your average girly girl. I never have. And, my vibe is always been a little bit more on the punk rocker kind of side. And when I spent years and years and years going to nightclubs, because that's what I did, I was taking out my frustrations on a dance floor to Rage Against the Machine. That's why I suppose I don't have like a huge amount of anger in me, because I danced it out. But the role that they were asking for is a patron going to a bar and asking for a drink. And I'm like, I've been training for this role my whole life. It's me. Like, you couldn't get more me, except for the fact that I don't drink anymore. But of course, I'm not going to tell them that. It's acting. They don't actually give you the alcohol. So I had the best day ever doing this. And it's blowing my brains a huge bit because I just stepped further into something that, I don't know if anything's going to come from it or not. That's kind of not the point. It's another Schrodinger's cat moment. My life feels like a continual example of Schrodinger's cat right now, where it could be, I could get another callback. I could get the role. There was about 100 of us in there. And if you take the 100 of us that were in there, I don't even think there was 100. I think there was less than that, actually. And if you take that and divide it by sex, because there were men in there and there were women in there, and then there were also a certain amount of them were auditioning for the bartender role. I was auditioning for the patron. Can I have a whiskey and Coke? Like, come on. Like, so yes, Schrodinger's cat in this scenario is that, yes, it's still a possibility. And no, it may not happen. And either way, I don't care. Either way, I had a great morning. And who can say that after an awakening? Like, really, when you've been in Dark Night of the Soul, any moments that feel like, like breath, like something's going your way for a change, like you're trusting in God that you're being led to what you were always meant to do. And what I was always meant to do was be in front of a camera. But I had to go through all of this like bullshit, peeling away all the bullshit that was me, that was my identity, that was my own egoic sense of self that was like holding me trapped, my own wounds around acting, my own wounds around abandoning myself, and then stepping back into my own personal power and saying, you know, fuck it. I'm in my late 40s, I'm getting an agent, or I'm in my 50s, I'm getting a new agent. Why not? I've lost the weight so that I can look presentable in front of a camera. I've gotten my body into a healthier state of being. The only health condition I have remaining is this one here. Yes, obviously, if I were to become like big, I'm going to have to get dental work done, get that Hollywood smile figured out at some point. Somebody was recommending Costa Rica. I'd like to do that. Go to Costa Rica, get a Hollywood smile. But as it is what it is right now, and everything in divine time, because I'm coming at this now from a totally different place than I would have been in my 20s. And I think that it is better that I'm coming at it now with the knowledge that I have now, with the ethics that I have now, with the power that I have now, with the strength that I have now. I think that if I had actually gotten into acting in my 20s and made my way to Hollywood, well, I don't know if I'd even be alive, because the truths of what's coming out, what the world is like down there is not very pleasant. You know, I certainly wouldn't want to have like had to deal with a Harvey Weinstein, and now I didn't. And so I'm grateful. I am grateful for my age. I am grateful for the time that we are now. I am grateful for all the life experiences that had me off tracks, the being held back, everything. Because whatever is meant to be in my life, I know will be. I have trust in that now, even though developing and cultivating trust has been insanely difficult. Insanely difficult to cultivate trust that everything's, you know, and relax the body. So all the way in the car ride there, I'm like, relax into God, relax into God. Kundalini, please settle down for a little bit. The head wobbles need to stop, at least as long as the audition is going on for. Please settle. It's okay. You're living your dream right now. This is a moment in life where, you know, and they're few and far between that you get to hold in your hands that are magic, absolutely magic. And I value every moment of magic, even if it's mind-blowing, confusing, overwhelming. Fun, though, fun. There is always an element of excitement. Excitement and fear are so close together. And while I've mastered fear, now I have to learn how to master excitement. I have to learn what it is to be happy. I don't know what it is to be happy. I've never had anything to be happy about. Everything has always been a lie. Everything has, in my entire life, has been make-believe. I had a make-believe family that like presented an image to the outside world that we were something that we were not. I had a make-believe marriage where I thought we were like in love with each other. We were not. I had a make-believe life. My life was make-believe, and now I'm stepping into reality, and part of my reality is playing make-believe. It's like Inception. It's like reality within reality within reality, or make-believe within make-believe within make-believe, and I can transition in between the two relatively easy because I've been in make-believe my whole life. I've been in authenticity 2 years, maybe. I don't know. It's been a little bit. And I'm sure I have a little bit more to go, because the journey doesn't end. You know, it's not like, oh, I'm out the other side and it's all over. It's like, I know everything now and nothing else is going to change. I'm healed. Woohoo! As I firmly believe, this ascension and this awakening process is going to continue through always until it is the end. Like I joke that until you're levitating, you aren't awakened, ED. You are awakening. I am still awakening. You are still awakening. We are awakening, and we are awakening into a new vibration where I'm at currently. So I've gone from dark night of the soul, depths of despair, and the worst of the worst, and crawled my way up into grief, and crawled my way up into fear. I was there for a very long time. Crawled my way up into anxiety, and you know, anxiety is a higher vibe than depression. And climbed my way up to like, you know, worry, and then neutrality, and like, what's this now? Happy? Peace? What is happening? Joy? Excitement? So still climbing, but I'm not used to any of those. I'm used to fear. You know, I'm actually comfortable in fear now. I know how to handle fear. I know how to handle anxiety. I know how to handle dark night of the soul. I know how to handle the void. I don't know how to handle integration. I don't know how to handle, I don't know how to be things working out for me person. I've never had that. I don't know how it is to navigate through good shit. And I'm excited to learn. 100% I'm excited to learn. My journey's not over. It's literally just beginning this next phase. I went through a major shift. I told you a couple weeks back, it felt like I literally gave birth to myself. And now I'm like all new and a little bit shinier and a little bit like giddier. Definitely some feistier. Definitely moments of like some spontaneous humor all coming through, but it's still new, and the old still wants to like grab and hold you back. That worry keeps going. It's like this: I'm going to have fun now, and the worry's like, no, you're not. You should worry about money. You should worry about your taxes. You should worry about what you haven't cleaned in the house. And I'm like, stop it. I'm going out. I'm going to have a good time. Good things are coming. I'm waiting for the good things to come. You know, I am being restored. And I am going to like open myself up and allow whatever is meant to be to finally come to me. If that means divine partnership, I'm open, I'm ready, you know? So like, that would be kind of cool. I haven't gone on a date in like, I don't even know when. But I'd be like, if some very attractive person presented themselves and said, hey, would you like to do some coffee? I'd be like, well, I don't drink caffeine, but I'd be interested in an herbal tea. If I get a call from my agent saying, hey, I got another audition, I'm going to be like, okay, I'll try that too. If somebody calls me and says, hey, I've got some really interesting ideas of where we can take the You movement, I'm going to be like, yes. I want to hear it. I want to know it. So if you guys have ideas, I want to hear it. I want to know it. You know, like I know I can't build what I want to build all by myself. I'm going to need business minds. I'm going to need IT minds. I'm going to need technical people and, legal minds and all kinds of minds that aren't my mind. You know my mind. My mind's the creative mind. I can visualize almost anything and create on almost anything. And I can pull out of other people all their creativity too. I love doing directing. So yes, I'm excited to see where life is taking me. You know, it's clearly involving a camera. Spirit told me to buy me a very expensive camera. I don't know how to barely use the thing. Got all these fancy lights. You know, let's take this on the road. Let's do a road show. I'm excited. I'm excited to see where life is taking me. And part of where I'm taking, because it's like building a patchwork quilt. Why is it that somebody said we only have to be one thing? Well, I'm lots of things. I'm a comedian. I'm an artist. I'm a performer. I'm a Reiki Master. I'm an Addictions Counselor. I'm a spiritual intuitive. I'm a teacher. I'm a guide. I'm a lightworker. I'm a starseed. I am B. I am fun. I am quirky. I am weird. I am neurodivergent. I am so many different things. So Spirit created me like this to have so many different facets and so many skill sets. I'm a problem solver. I am, I've got all these wonderful gifts that I want to bring to the world and create something magical with. And I feel finally like Spirit is going, it's your time now. It's your time. You've waited long enough. And thank you. Thank you to Spirit. Thank you to God. Thank you to you. Thank you to everybody who has supported and seen me for me. I spent my life not being seen and being held back and being experiencing shit nobody should want to go through. And I know a lot of others of us have been. I did some writing yesterday talking about there is, a collection of us special souls that were put down here to collect information and send it up to God through every tear that we cried. And there is a shift. There is a massive shift that has occurred. And those that have been in the dark, living their lives in difficulty, are finally being given the opportunity to be and live the life that they should have always had. And that's what I want. That's what I want. I want to see all of us, every single one of us in the community of spiritual warriors, ascend to their highest version of self and be in a high vibration of authenticity, not positive vibes only. I'm still going to get sad. I'm still going to have fear. I had fear this morning, like no tomorrow. I had sadness last night because I was crying for that poor little inner child version of me that wanted to audition and was not allowed. So there's going to be all kinds of ups and downs, and emotions will still flow. But the more we're allowed to be our authentic, true selves and all the facets that involved, and love ourselves for our shadow, our light, our everything, the better off humanity is going to be for everyone. So in the meantime, if you want to book with me to see if you as well can help yourself ascend out of some of the darker pits, whether that be working on and needing some help in the physical or in the emotional or in the mental or in the spiritual, if I can pull myself out of that place, out of hell, if I can walk through hell and get to the other side where I can giggle and laugh and go on an audition and have the time of my life doing so, then so can you. You can live some of your dreams too. It's time for miracles to happen for us. I am sending you all my absolute love. Thank you, and thank you for all the likes, the shares, the subscriptions, and all the supers, all the support that I get to help keep me going. You have no idea how much I value every single one of you. I love you with all of my heart. Mwah. Peace. Peace out.